Be quick though.
All right. Welcome to a mindfulness experience with access to Integrative Medicine Health Institute, the GW Office of Integrative Medicine and Health, and the GW Resiliency and Well-being Center. AIM is the first 501c3 nonprofit in the DC metro area to provide integrative medicine services to patients who face financial barriers to care or terminal illness. The office is a global leader in integrative medicine, focusing on professional development and community outreach. And the center takes an evidence-based whole person approach to the services that it provides to the GW School of Medicine and Health Sciences. Today we have with us Esi House. She is a licensed massage therapist who practices at HECM Wellness in Falls Church, Virginia. The practice specializes in helping adults over 40 struggling with conditions such as multiple joint pain issues, recovering from surgery, chronic fatigue, persistent muscle tightness, unexplained back or rib pain, and all other sorts of conditions. So, Essie will give a wellness talk on fascial checks and balances, a structural terrain and energy influence, followed by an interactive fascial check-in practice. We love our body workers. Welcome, Essie. But first, we're going to turn things over to Dr. Amy, who, as you all know, is with AIM. Amy, are you the board? Are you the
I'm the medical director and the executive director somehow.
Okay, there you go. There you go. It's been a while for me. Anyway, tell us what's going on, Amy.
So I was just gonna Misha thought that people would be interested in just a little update on cyclospora. So I'm just gonna give you guys a little update on cyclospora. It's as I learned from doing some research, not that interesting. Cyclospora has been around for a long time. It's a microscopic parasite. It's a single organism, and it generally infects people through contaminated food and water. And it causes this illness caused by, as we all know now, explosive diarrhea, the term that's been bandied around everywhere, and all kinds of other GI symptoms, nausea, cramping, bloating. Um, Usually the symptoms begin about a week after exposure. Um, it can be treated, untreated, usually can last up to a month or even longer. And humans at this point are the only known host. The problem with it is it hides on fresh produce. It's very tiny. It hides on things like raspberries, basil, cilantro, lettuce, foods that we generally eat raw, and that are just cooking will kill the parasite. But normally before we have a salad, we don't cook it, and so and it's just hard to get off. It's really tough to kill. The infectious forms are resistant to washing with water, and even washing with disinfectants. It's really hard to kill it. It can be killed, but it's hard. You really have to do some thorough washing. It does not spread from person to person. You can't catch it from someone else. The spores are excreted in the stool, and then they have to be in the environment for a couple of weeks before they become infectious. So one thing you don't have to worry about is catching it from someone who has it, but also the infectious dose is really low. As few as 10 spores can actually cause disease. And most of the cases are domestically acquired, not through travel. There's travel involved of the produce into the country, but not travel involved of people going out of the country and getting it. Mexico, Costa Rica, Central America, a lot of produce comes into the country from all of those countries, and that's how it gets here. Very seasonal, May through August, and that's about it. So we're 3/4 of the way through the season. Very few cases outside of those months. The cases have been rising since 2015. That probably reflects just either more contaminated produce, and also we now have better ways to test for it. So, we find it where maybe we didn't find it before. So it's hard to tell whether that's a real increase or whether it's just just the fact that we're detecting it more. And again, as I think I said, it's treatable. You can take Bactrim, or if you're allergic to that, you can take Cipro. Both of those work, or you can wait it out and it'll go away. The thing is that this particular outbreak, and why this has gotten so much press, is because there are molecular ways to track an outbreak now. As I said, we've gotten better at that. But the proposed fiscal 2026 budget includes a 50% cutting to CDC funding, and 3,000 workers have already gone. And these include field epidemiologists and laboratory scientists. 11.4 billion in federal grants to the states have been slashed. So this erosion of the science infrastructure and the very systems that detect these kind of outbreaks means that future outbreaks may in fact be larger before they're detected. And that's kind of what happened here. So that's really about it. And, these are predictable outbreaks, and the best things we can do are rapidly detect them through a well-funded public health infrastructure, which is currently under strain. And if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to try to answer them. And if nobody has any questions, Misha is gonna there's been a lot of stuff going on about peptides. I don't know if you guys have seen that. The FDA approved allowing compounding pharmacies to make peptide infusions, and he wants to do a podcast on this, and he's wondering if anybody has been paying attention to that topic and has specific things that they'd like to hear. So if you want to throw those out as well. Well, Janet, should we just move on to Esi? Oh, there's something in the chat.
Amy, I see two comments, one from Lisa that
Right.
I'd be interested, and then Linda is asking, if peptides are working well, how would a person feel differently?
I mean, peptides is not a topic that I know that much about, but we can make sure that Misha addresses this in the podcast, which we're going to do next week. I assume they would feel better, but I really haven't used peptides. But so.
Thank you, Amy. All right, Esi, take it away. Tell people a little more about yourself and your practice.
Hi, everyone. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. My name is Esi. Some of you might be wondering my accent. I'm originally from Nigeria, but I've lived here in the US as long as I've lived in Nigeria. So I'm a licensed massage therapist. My practice is in Falls Church, Virginia. So as a massage therapist, my work starts with just putting my hands on, when I start with just putting my hands on clients. I connect with their connective tissue. Okay, so it's more an integrative work. So for the next 30 minutes, I will share my approach to fascia checks and balance as an integrative licensed massage therapist. But I also consider myself as an integrative massage practitioner, and you'll see as I go along what the difference is. So through the lens of my favorite, I'll talk about 5 of my favorite bodywork modalities. One is clinical massage therapy, cranial sacral therapy, which is where the class I met on Dr. Misha, visceral manipulation, lymphatic drainage, energy healing, and I will consider the structural part of what I do with all these modalities and the cellular terrain in which I work and the energy work that I bring into my work as an integrative practitioner. So right now, I only work as a massage therapist. I only work in person. Or integratively, I have some conversations with people virtually. So the first 30 minutes will be on that learning, and the next 15 minutes will be on a listening exercise, listening to the fascia, instead of just doing the regular meditation, because my intention is to help us bring our central nervous system or our mind back into our body, which is what I listen to as I work with clients. So for the first time when I meet a client, so I'm going to walk you through some of the things I do as a massage therapist and what I look for in clients as well. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So during a session, as I connect with a client, I listen to what their tissue is showing me. Because sometimes I listen to some tissues buzz, some pulse, some twitch, and some jerks. And I also feel for the coolness and the heat on the body. So the body, as a massage therapist, the body is always talking to us. So, and as massage therapists, it's our job to listen to all these subtle nuances that the body is showing or speaking to us that most times our clients cannot relate. Even us as massage therapists, we try our best to listen. So listening for a massage therapist, so for me, is more about movement. Is there movement going on, or is there a lack of movement? So this movement, we listen by feeling the connective tissues or the energy field around it. So we've all heard of muscle memory, right? So most times when people say muscle memory, initially I didn't understand it. But when I used to think about that, what I think about muscle memory as like the way our body stores, like the way we store shoes in our closet or things like that. But actually, eventually I learned that it is not. It's more the central nervous system connecting through the peripheral nerves. Is like me being the central nervous system and my hands extended, my feet extended is the peripheral nerves, to which at the end of each digits is a sensory receptors. So we as massage therapists, we connect with the receptors in our hands, and the skills that we've developed over the training connect with the client's body. So for us, it's like we're feeling the environment and the client, whereas the client's body, through their own senses and the skin, they're feeling their own environment, external environment. And with the other senses, the eyes, the ears, and all that, which is connected through fascia and connective tissue, we connect to our larger environment as a client or we as a therapist. So we, as a therapist, we always relay feeling where is the client's central nervous system, what is it doing at all times. So we are trained more as a muscle practitioners, experts, But sometimes we know that the muscles are not really the superstars. Sometimes the muscles are just the culprit in an issue, in what is going on. So at each muscle tightness or tissue pain are unique to individuals because they sometimes reflect issues that is deep within the tissue, the body, or imbalances or a restriction due to in the organs or in the body system as a whole. So we listen to that fascia, following it, where it connects, where it leads us. So as a connective tissue practitioner, the connective tissue helps us go deep into the body. So we feel for the transportation, the connective tissue function is more for transportation, transport waste and nutrients to different areas of the body, as storage and as communication system. So it's really a pathway in which the mind controls the body. So as a massage therapist, I focus on the muscles, which is one of the connective tissues. We focus on lengthening and stretching, the loosening any tightness or restriction by strengthening and stretching, lengthening muscles. Or sometimes that is just not enough for some people. So when that happens, we look for what else is going on in the body. So that's where the massage therapists that just love to focus on just the muscles and the fascia alone differs from an integrative massage practitioner that acts those that think beyond the pain that the clients comes in with, the body pain that the clients comes in with, and think about what else is going on. Can I listen to this fascia, the muscles, and see where it leads me into the body? So that's where the massage therapist and the integrative massage therapist differs, but they are both licensed massage therapists. So when I think about the connective tissue, I look at the structure, the terrain, and the energy field, the energy, what's going on. Because some muscles, when they are reacting, they heat up, it heats up. So with the heat, we feel, okay, there might be a need for some fascial release here. So when I talk about connective tissue, we all might know what connective tissue is, but simply put, connective tissue is that inner fabric that connects, that sort of supports, transport, and communicates system in the body. So as it's right beneath the skin or fatty layers of the skin attached to the skin, and the cells, the muscle cells and the other cells, protecting the body, transporting nutrients, and acting as support system. So when we look at the fascia, there's fascia. Fascia is more, I'll come to the fascia later next. There's tendons. Tendons, when I think about tendons, I think of Achilles tendons. Even after 15 years as a massage therapist, I still think about the Achilles tendons to remind me of the tendons. So it connects the muscles and the bone. So it's an extension of the regular connective tissue or regular fascia that connects and hangs up into attaches to the bones. Then you have the ligaments. Ligaments connect bones to bone. So, and then the cartilages. These three organs usually doesn't have much blood vessels. They lack elasticity as well. So that's why injuries to those tissues are often a problem to resolve compared to muscles. So bones are also connective tissues, maybe not in a true sense for massage therapists to work with. We don't work with that as other practitioners like chiropractors or osteopaths, but we use the bones as leverage because muscles are attached to it. So we use it as leverage to loosen some tight muscles. So the blood and the lymph, those are also connective tissues that we consider, or I consider, not in the true massage sense, but because as an integrative practitioner, I have to think about the blood. Is there any stagnation or flow or tissue blood vessel integrity, which blood vessels are muscles? So I think about those things. And also, we all know that when you go for massage, you say massage improves circulation. It improves circulation that way. So the other one is the lymph system. The lymph system is not true, massage work, but as an integrative practitioner, we bring that into the work because we see clients coming in with issues that is not massage, but manual lymphatic drainage, for example, helps facilitate those fluid that settles outside the cells. So let's look at the fascia that as a massage therapist, we work with predominantly, but not fully focused. Our focus is muscle release. So we always ask what's causing the muscle to tighten up? What's causing the muscle to be weak or to extend, being eccentric contraction? So with that, the fascia is like the jelly-like substance between the skin and the straight connective tissue. If you've ever opened up a prep a chicken, you see there's that soft jelly-like substance between the skin and the muscles. So that's really the fascia. The fascia it's connected either energetically or spiritually, or because it has an inherent movement. And it also, we can control it. When we reach out, we want that fascia to move. It can change shape at any time. And it surrounds the whole body. It surrounds each organ because it enables for glide and slide for each organ. So the fascia is more that soft connective tissue. Then the irregular connective tissue that surrounds the body has the superficial connective tissue that protects the body. Then you have the deep inner layer of connective tissue, the white tissue, when you look at anatomy books. That connects, sort of binds a group of organs or tissues together. Then you have the deep connective tissue as well. So as a massage therapist, we work with the superficial connective tissue. Then we'll also use the bones as leverage to loosen any deep tissue work that we need to. If a tissue or muscles are not loosening through just regular massage or the body work. So what are things that could affect tissues to restrict? The restrictions could be like dryness. The tissue feels like hard, not moving, because we want the tissues to move at all times, either the connective tissue or the fascia or the muscles to move at all times. So sometimes they get stuck together, just like a wet paper gets stuck. If you don't separate them later when they're dry, you want to separate them, they rip off. So because of that, the fascia is like that. Between the organs, they're like that, they get stuck. So gentle body work helps release the stuckness, release the stickiness between the cells so that the fascia can glide easily. So they become dry or they snag. It's just like a sweater also, that when you pull on one end, it could pull anywhere on the sweater. So fascia is like that. So that dryness. So what could cause that dryness? Injury, past injury, old injury, could cause tissues to heal up and not heal up the way they should. or the tissues could become dehydrated because they lose water during healing or when there's the damage. Scar tissue from surgery causes several layers of tissues to the skin, the fascia, the fatty cells, the connective tissue, everything gets stuck. So an emotional guarding, people just hold tension and the body says, okay, that's you want to hold, you feel safe this way, okay, I'll stay safe like that. Whereas the back hurts because it's in eccentric contraction, it hurts. So everything is right in front. So emotional guarding, we check for it. We do not facilitate that, but we check. Is the body holding something somewhere? We check. Posture, just like the sweater. If something snag one, something else pulls. So we have to find out where is that snag? Where does the fascia feels caught up? Where does it feel restricted that it can't move? To the extent that the person moves to avoid pain or to just protect that area. So we ask, is it protecting or is it because there's a fascia or muscle shortness that is causing the body to move that way? So we'll check what is going on. So because all we need is we want the muscle to move, we want the tissue as a whole to move at all times. So when I talk about the mind, I always talk about the central nervous system because that's where the body, that's what connects how we feel, what we're doing, everything to who we are. We understanding all the tissues, taking information, communicating, transporting nutrients and waste, hormones and all that through the fascia. So it's important that this fascia is loosened at all times so that all these chemicals going through the body has the proper transportation system to move, not as backup like 95 that we know it. So fascia, so when we look at fascia restriction, it doesn't store information just like we store shoes in our closet, but it's deeply connected to that, to our central nervous system or the unconscious mind and to the body awareness through all the nerves and nerve endings and receptors that we have around our body. So stress and tension shows up easily in the fascia because of those nerves that goes through it. Nerves does not like restriction in any way. So when there is restriction, most times we feel it in our jaws. People just feel like tight jaw. They feel shallow breathing because the chest, the fascia surrounding the chest is all restricted. So breathing becomes easily shallow. So we listen to all that. Where is the body guarding? Where is the body holding fascia? Where is it restricted? It's not always an hydration thing. It's just an innate thing. So the body is not always being difficult. It's never been difficult. It's just a way it's trying to protect us. So we listen. Where does the body need support? So touch always reminds the nervous system that it is safe to soften. So when I look at the body, I look beyond what hurts. I look at the fascia. Is it at ease? Does it move? Does it flow? So with this, I start with the feet because reflexology is like the mirror. Reflexologists believe the feet is the mirror image of the body. So they look at the feet. Where is it holding tension? Because tension on the feet could show up as grooves. There's lines on the feet. Because the feet, anywhere on the feet, reflects its fascia pull somewhere on the body because it's all one connective system. It's all one connective fascia. So with reflexology, I look at where the fascia is being pulled, which area is it on the feet, reflects the body. So the other thing I bring in to this work is visceral manipulation. Visceral manipulation is the work of Dr. Barrell. It is an organ-specific body work. So there with visceral manipulation, we look at organs. We feel for organs. Are they moving? Can they move in their space? If that's good, we look for the mobility next, motility next, because each organ and tissue in the body is surrounded by that fascia. So we want to ensure that that organ moves, can glide between each other or within its own self. So we feel for the motility. Each organ has a different way they move. The stomach moves in a different way in its own environment. The liver moves in a different way. The heart moves in a different way. The lungs move, irregardless of our own breathing or our heartbeat or anything. So the next modality I bring in is craniosacral therapy. So craniosacral therapy, that's where I met Dr. Misha. Craniosacral therapy is a real, very gentle listening technique that listens to that motility and mobility of the tissues, of the connective tissue, any tissue, the muscles, any cells in the body. So this is the craniosacral therapy is developed by Dr. Opleger, and how he developed it was helping his colleague, a neurosurgeon, during a surgery, and all he had to do was to hold the tissue, a tissue. Okay, so but he noticed that the tissue kept sliding off his grip. Then this neurosurgeon yelled at him, "Can't you do one freaking job I gave you?" Because that's all the job he had to do for several hours. But then Dr. Opleger knew that he was up to something, that this grip, the tissue, it wasn't losing his grip, that the tissue was moving. So what Dr. Opleger came across there was the fascia, the membrane covering the central nervous system, which we believe is where the unconscious mind resides, because that connects to everything in the body. So he knew he found something, he found gold there, because that central nervous system membrane, the dura, the pia, and the arachnoid, that's where we as craniosacral therapists facilitate when there's a restriction somewhere in the nerves. You can actually feel the movement with training. It took me 9 years to actually feel that movement, 9 good years. Okay, so the terrain is something else I look at. It's not really a massage team, but it is as an integrative practitioner, it's just, I need to understand that. So the terrain is the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton. He isolated cells in a Petri dish with nutrient solution. And he discovered that the cells in the Petri dish that it changed the water frequently survive longer than those cells that it changed the nutrients every so often. So with that, I talked about manual lymphatic drainage, which is something we massage therapists do. So when I feel for a client's tissue, I feel for that fluid, that environment in which the cells of the body reside. If the environment, the terrain is great, the liquids is being moved through the lymph system, the cells will be happy, they will grow and develop the way they should. But if not, there's certain kind of tension within the body that we listen to. So we know that this is not a muscle issue, this is a fascia issue, that is surrounded by fluid that shouldn't be in the interstitial fluid. It should be within, or it should be moved out. So we think about that, and most times when I come to a place like that, to a client, I help facilitate the movement of those cells, of those fluid back into the lymph system. So what do I do as a therapist, as a massage therapist, or an integrative massage therapist? I ask questions because the client's innate body checks me out by touching them. They check me out. And my innate body has to know what I need to do to help them facilitate what they need, what their tissue needs facilitation. So I try to, what does that body need? Why is the body holding tension? What is the tissue trying to protect? Why does the nervous system need to feel safe again? So when I ask questions like that, it takes me from that pain mind, it takes me from fixing to a place of supporting the client's body. And I'll tell you, the client's body checks whether I'm genuine, I know what I'm doing, or not. So for this, I bring in cranial sacral therapy, the work of Dr. Upledger, to facilitate nerve movement of the fascia, then visceral manipulation to go into the organs, that's organ specific, then massage therapy to work on the muscles as well, and the manual lymphatic drainage to drain any excess fluid from the body. So we can see that the body is trying its best to keep us safe, to protect us through the fascia. And we also see that some healing happens through pressure, some through stillness, from the visceral manipulation and the cranial sacral therapy, because they are very slow and gentle work. Some through energy healing. Energy healing, we feel that heat, we feel that the temperature in the body. Is it cold? Is things not moving? Is there stagnation, or is it warm? Excess fluid, excess energy, we feel for all those. So healing is not about fixing pain. It is about helping the body feel safe enough to move, to breathe, to release, and to reconnect. So my key takeaway from this is when fascia is softened, our breath deepens. When our breath deepens, the nervous system feels calm. When the nervous system feels calm, the body has more room to heal. Thank you. So does anybody have any question before I go on into the second part of my presentation? I cannot see if there's any question on in the chat. I cannot see that right now.
Essie,
Yeah.
I see we have Amy is raising her hand.
Okay. Hi, Amy.
Hello, am I able to, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Oh, thank you very much. I have chronic inflammatory response syndrome and
Okay.
recently had I think I had a pretty heavy toxic load and so I've been quite ill lately and I went for a massage and I felt really terrible the next day and the next 2 days really. And I was wondering if it's related, if having that massage might have kind of loosened things up that hopefully have flushed out since then.
Yeah, sometimes. Oh, are you still, sorry.
No, that was my question. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for that question. Sometimes depend on where the massage therapy is, the massage therapist is. So sometimes we just want to fix things. We want to do the best, for the client. Everything we call. Or sometimes the body doesn't want that. It's not in a place where it needs something hard, because that's why I go from massage therapy to more integrative, where I can listen to the clients, because there's a lot in listening. For us, there's a lot in listening to what is not being said by the body, to what is it that the body needs at this time. Okay, so sometimes a massage, when you go for a massage session, is it deep tissue work? Is it Swedish? There are different modalities, and sometimes it's tough to know which one you need. And when we do it too fast as well, the body sometimes releases things too fast, which will end up making the body more sore than feel better. So I don't know, does that help?
Yes, thank you. I'm just hoping that it turns out to have been a good thing. Ultimately, hopefully it allowed things to kind of loosen up to get to go out through my digestive system.
Okay.
I don't know whether that's a real or not, but thank you for that
Yeah, you're
answer.
welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Is it?
Linda has a question.
Okay.
A couple of questions, actually. I'm trying to wrap my brain around energy fields in the body and movement on all the other levels that you are describing, whether it's lymphatic or whatever, and what the connection is there. That's one question. My second question is, have you had people resolve trauma that they've experienced at some point in their life through the combination of resources you bring to bear in treatment? And my third question is, since you are expert in so many different modalities, which is wonderful, are there other people like you out there? Because not everybody lives in DC. Is there an association or anything where someone could find a practitioner with your combination of skills?
Okay. Okay. The first one, what's your first? Sorry, there are three questions. My brain can only.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
It's for energy meridians in the body, or the whole concept of the body as energy and movement. What is the interconnection in terms of energy flow and lymphatic flow and other kinds of movement you try to build up in the body through your work?
Okay. The energy one, right now, the way I look at energy work and what I do, I consider the energy, the sun. We feel the energy from the sun, even if we're not close to it, right? And when we cook the stove, we can feel the heat from that. So the energy work, really, I came across it by when my clients come to me, they go, "Oh, I can feel energy in this room. I like your energy." And I'm like, "Okay, what is that?" So that got me into training for that, to at least understand that. So with that, I can feel that subtle heat within the tissues. And being a fascia person, when there's a tissue damage somehow, because I was involved in a car accident, so I have a firsthand experience of when my tissue is trying to regulate, the area heats up. So we feel for that heat. We feel for that heat. Sometimes it's not in all cases the heat will show up. So we feel for that, and we feel for areas that should be warm, like because of circulation, good circulation, it should be warm. The blood should be warm, 98 or 99 degrees Fahrenheit. It should be warm at all time. But certain areas, because it's restricted for whatever reason, we feel for that. We feel the coldness, like something is not moving. Because if it's moving, it should be warm. So we feel for that. So in terms of trauma, I don't facilitate trauma like some people do. The way I facilitate that is through the tissues. I prefer through the tissues, where I do a craniosacral therapy to do that, which is what Dr. Misha does as well. We listen to the inherent movement of each organs. Are they moving? What are they saying? Are they moving in their own axis, or are they shifted? So when they're not moving in their own axis, it brings up heat as well. So you feel for that energy. And when we listen to that inherent movement, we're listening to that organ movement as well. So we listen to trauma. I don't facilitate that. So most times when I come, when there's a trauma that is not tissue based, either the clients just talk, I let them talk, I listen, they talk. I don't facilitate like a therapist, but I just like let them talk. And some of them feel, oh, thank you for listening to me. Okay, when it comes to trauma, that's the extent in which I go when it comes to like anything to do with talk. Then you talked about the other practitioners like myself. There are practitioners, okay, this is the way I'll put it. Some massage therapies just prefer to do the massage part, Swedish and deep tissue, and they're happy with that. Or do the facial and they're so happy with that. Then some of us go beyond what is going on in the body, because we love to do that. We love to ask questions. We love to speak to the body. So some of us are like that. Are there practitioners? Yeah, if you look for practitioners that does craniosacral therapy, I don't know if all of them will have the same skills, but there's an in-depth into craniosacral therapy, visceral manipulation, myofascial release therapy, which I did as well. So you might find some practitioners that are like experts in that, in each of them, or different types. But for me, I like to integrate the different modalities that I mentioned there, the energy work, the visceral, the craniosacral therapy, because I see different aspects of the body. The training that we receive is different. So those are the things I love to do. So there's no association that puts practitioners. You just have to read each person's bio. If you are interested, I could on what you specifically want from a practitioner, I can look at the different modalities and see if there is one of the institute I went to, if the people that have some of those modalities that will support you in your work. Because I'm in Falls Church.
Yes.
And it's tough to do body work virtually.
Oh, I understand that. No, it's amazing, your expertise and the combinations of your expertise. Are you reachable through your website? Is there a contact through that? Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. Is there any question? Oh, should I take the rest of the... Oh, so now I don't know if I will have any... Is there any other question?
I don't think so. So it would probably be best if we moved on to the practice.
Yes. Okay. So seeing that I don't have so much time, I'm just going to have us just grounded, and we'll do...
Actually, Esi,
yes,
the folks who are really want to stay will stay. So do it the way you planned on.
oh, okay. Awesome. Okay, great. So I want to start us with now that we've done with learning, so now let's do some listening. Okay, and listening as a visceral manipulation therapist and cranial sacral therapy, because that's where we listen. The others is doing. We do when it comes to massage. We move, and we do that. But when it comes to these two, we listen. And listening, we use, of course, our hands with the sensory nerves receptors that are in there, and training, of course, right? So I'll tell you before we start that it took me about 9 years or more to just be able to listen to the fascia movement. The fascia and the connective tissue took me this long to do that. And the energy training that I took enabled that to go faster. So when we talk about energy work, it's, I don't know how to describe it. There's most times when you talk about energy healing, it comes so much, people have so much interpretation. So right now we're just going to do some listening. And I want to start by we're going to stay in the same position where we are so that we can feel if our fascia is tense or relaxed, okay? So I want us to rub our hands together. You rub your hands together and you put it anywhere on your body, either on top, just resting on your knee, on top of your knee, just resting there. And see if you feel for any buzzing. You can close your eyes or you can open your eyes, whichever one feels comfortable for you. Okay. And if you're not feeling, you can still rub it some more. And there, just be with that sensation. Okay. Let your unconscious mind comes back to itself. Connect with its hands. Okay. Just feel just below, just where your hand touches your skin, and just let it rest down gently. Just feel that. See if you can feel any buzzing, any twitching, any movement, or even heat. Any warmth? Is it cold on your hands? Just feel that. Okay. So as you breathe in, just let your breath relax. As you let your hands go deep into your fascia. Just breathe in, taking a deep breath, and out. Don't focus on your breath, just focus on your hands. Okay? That's where the listening is. The receptors are bringing the central nervous system back onto itself. So now, just going to ask you to take your hand, let your hand go. Let your hand off your body. And you can stretch, stand up, or you sit down wherever feels comfortable and move your legs, move your hands, move your body, whichever way. I'm going to stand up and just let my tissue open up. Okay? Just let my tissue open up. And I bring, okay. So now I want us to, our hands, bring our hand to your head. Okay, just put it on your head, just very gentle. Okay, see if you can feel connecting with the top of your fascia. See if you can feel the subtle movement there. No, you can move your head sideways, just gentle. So just give the fascia a gentle, just a gentle stretch. We're not stretching it like in the true words. We're just listening to the central nervous system. See if it's moving. Listen. Okay. And back. to the center. Gentle. Then the other way. See if there's any, listen to any restriction in that pull. As you pull the fascia. Listen to, is there any tightness? Is there any restriction there? Move your head around. Feel, you're feeling for any pull, because that's what we're listening for. Okay. So you bring your hand here. So now we'll come to the center and we'll back to the center. We'll bring our hands over our ears and see if there's any warmth. Feel for any warmth. Your hand is just resting, just listening. Okay, just listening. And the fascia is going to come to you. Okay, feel if there's any tightness, any pull. Just feel gently. Okay. Now we're just going to bring our hands, one hand in front of our head and the other at the back. Just listen to the fascia. It's okay if you're not feeling it, but your body is responding to this connection. Your body is connecting. It's feeling it. Okay, just feel that. Because we want that connection. We want that listening. At the hands listening. Okay. So now bring our hands to our shoulders. You can cross your shoulders, or the same side or opposite side, whichever one. It's okay. Just feel for the fascia surrounding the neck. That's where the thoracic inlets. There's two membranes here. One surrounding the head and the other one surrounding the thorax. Just feel for it. Just listen. Listen for any warmth, any fascia pull. It's okay if you can feel it, but your body is responding. The body is listening. Okay. So now I want you to gently bring your hand, one in front of your chest and the other one at the back, wherever on the back is fine. Okay. We'll just listen to the diaphragm and the thorax. Okay. And you can even send some love here. Feel for it. See if there's any tension. You can even add a little traction, just a little pull, whichever direction, either up, down, and see if there's any restriction there. Feel for that. Okay, and bring the one hand, the one in front of you, to your stomach, to your belly button area. Okay, there's another area where the fascia is connected. So we want to feel for the fascia in that connection. Just to, okay. Now we'll put our hands, rest our hand back on the top of our knee. And taking a deep breath. Relax. So now we're bringing our hand back to the back of our head. Just wave your hand at the back of your head. And I want you to traction your elbow, one up and one down without bending your body. Just feel if there's any tension at the side of your body. Connect with the fascia there. And listen, is there any tension? There. Just listen. Back to center. Or go the other way. The elbow up. Listen. Listen for, is there any pull anywhere? It is a gentle pull. So you're listening to the fascia. So if you want to explore some more, you can just add a gentle twist. See if there's a change in the fascia. Feel that. Just feel the body, feel the fascia. So let your mind connect with itself and wander into the body. So just move your body whichever way it feels it needs to move without straining yourself. And just connect to the fascia wherever it feels strained, but don't go through the pain. This is a no pain. This is not a no pain session. So just connect. We're just connecting to our fascia in our body. So we'll bring our body back to center. So you can bring your hand down. And just feel your body. Just move whichever way you can on your chair. See if you can feel any pull anywhere else on your body as you move back and forth your chair. Is there any restriction anywhere on my legs? Do I feel any tightness? Is there a restriction somewhere, an area that is not moving? Don't go through that. Just listen to that area. Just listen. Just stop and listen. What is it saying? What is it trying to show me? So I just want you to move whichever way you want. Your body feels it needs to move. Okay. And when you're ready, you can come back in this room. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you're able to connect with the fascia, even if it's not viscerally, you couldn't feel it, or your body. I want you to know that your body is listening. And it's a way, doing this exercise is a way of getting your central nervous system, getting your body back into center, into feeling itself, feeling where it needs support, where it needs help, where it needs a pull, bringing it back into center. Thank you.
Thank you, Esi. That was a beautiful practice.
Great.
All right, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and remember to stretch, get that fascia moving.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you, everybody. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great.